Today I want to do a short video on the black levels which the C7 65-inch OLED has, which I own. To showcase this, I've put on the following video, which shows you the extreme contrast levels which this OLED panel can achieve. When compared to normal LCD type TVs, OLEDs can get a per pixel on and off contrast level, which means each pixel can simply be turned off, which can give you amazing contrast, which is very nicely displayed in this demo video. What you're seeing is multiple cities and the black sky above them at night time, obviously. And in this almost blacked out room, you can clearly see how good the OLED panel can actually display this difference between complete blackness and highly lit buildings. In my opinion, this is one of the reasons why OLED is superior to LCD type TVs, whereas OLED's biggest weakness, which is brightness obviously, is usually not as noticeable when you're having two TVs. Like the C9D and an OLED screen, you won't notice that the C9D is more bright than the OLED, unless you're actually having them side by side. So on itself, you will never notice that the OLED screen is actually less bright than than a Z9D from Sony, for example. The flagship TVs, the flagship LCD TVs obviously do offer better brightness, but in my opinion, the black level which the OLED can offer will always be superior to a higher nit brightness, which is usually the main argument for having an LCD type based TV. With HDR content, this can differ obviously. Some HDR content does profit from a higher peak brightness, which OLED simply does not have. As far as I know, this panel can get up to 800 to 1000 nits, but actually when comparing it to a lot of other TVs, it's not that bad, unless you're comparing it to obviously the flagship TVs like the Z9D from Sony, or the Samsung Q7, Q8 TVs. But in my opinion, you will always notice superior black levels, which this OLED can achieve, as opposed to a higher peak brightness, which individual people will usually not see. When people look at, for example, the Z9D, I doubt they will say, yeah, this TV looks so bright. That's not the first thing you're noticing. Whereas with an OLED, you will always notice this extreme contrast between the blacks and the brightly lit parts of the image. So in terms of picture quality, that is probably the reason why most also professional reviewers pick OLED above LCD, even though some LCD TVs do perform very well, like the flagship C9D, for example. So yeah, this was my short video on contrast and the black levels which the C7 can offer. In summary, the OLED displays contrast extremely well. It can display amazing scenes where the black is as black as you can get, and the bright parts of the image really contrast very well. Obviously the major issue with OLEDs usually is the brightness, which isn't as bright as flagship LCD TVs. However, to the average consumer, you won't notice higher brightness unless you're having these TVs next to each other. But you do notice the extreme blackness which OLED TV can reach. This is something you can notice without actually having another TV next to it. It's simply apparent with nothing else besides it. So in short, this was a showcasing of the contrast and the black levels of the C7 TV. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for my next videos. I post about twice a week, so stay tuned and have a nice day.